Hello friends and welcome to Pathologic Volume 8 Episode 12. Today's puzzle is called Recto. It looks to have some similarities to Shikaku, which was a genre we covered some time ago, and we will see what the differences are as we take a look at the rules. In Recto, we divide the grid into rectangular regions of orthogonally connected cells. Orthogonally connected means connected horizontally and vertically, and it is more words, more technical words than really we need, because it's pretty clear that we are just subdividing this full grid such that every region is a rectangle. Each region must contain exactly one clue, which indicates the sum of the width and height of its rectangle. So for example, this clue, which says 4, is 4 because it has a width of 2 and a height of 2. This is also a 4 with a width of 1 and a height of 3. Those are the rules of Recto, so it's time to solve a puzzle. Today's Recto was set by Eric Fox. Since each region must contain exactly one clue, we can begin by drawing borders in between all of the clues that are adjacent to one another. Those must belong to different regions. Then we've got two regions that have a defined height. This must have a height of 1. So to get the number that we're looking for, it must have a width of 3. So we can draw that in, and this one is done. We can do the same thing with the 5. This must have a width of 4. And I see that that has also given us information on this 6, because it now has a defined width of 1 and must have a height of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the full height of the grid at that point. This 3 has a width of 1, so it must have a height of 2, but that could go either direction. However, if it went north, then we would have a cell here that can't be reached. Alternatively, thinking about that, we can start by thinking about this cell and say, what rectangle is it part of? It can't be part of a rectangle in the same... it can't... What clue does it join up with to make a rectangle? That's a better way of saying that. So it doesn't have one in the same row, so it needs to extend northward, and as soon as the rectangle is in this region, it can only touch one clue, so it's going to have to be that clue. So this is that region. By the same token, for example, this cell could only pair up with this number because there's nothing else in the same row. This clue can only pair up with this 6 because it can't extend to the south or west. So in fact, that tells us this full rectangle must be this big. Let's just check the number. 1, 2, 3, 4 wide by 1, 2 high gives us the 6 that we're looking for. And this 5, similarly, 3 and 2 make 5. So this whole corner is done. Let's see whether we can do similar things in any of these other quadrants. A 2 clue is complete by itself. Width of 1, height of 1 is the only way we can do that. So that's done. What about any of these other cells where we can do the same thing that we did over here? How about this cell? What could this reach? It could pair up with the 7 up here. If it pairs up with anything else, the only other option is this 4. Everything else is blocked by the 7 and the 4. How about this 4? If it were this 4, we would have a rectangle of size at least 2 high and at least 3 wide, which gives us a number that is at least 5. So this cell does not go with this one, so it must go with the 7. That is 5 tall, so it needs to be 2 wide to make 7, which means we've got that as one of the rectangles. This cell can only go with the 4 above it. Then I don't know. Let's look elsewhere. This cell could be part of, could it meet with up with this 8? We'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 tall by 2 wide is only 6. Not good enough. How about this 5? It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's possible. Or it could come over here to this 8. But it doesn't come farther south than this. So it's going to go at least this far east. Is that useful? I don't know. Let's see. This 3 goes either west or north. Either way, this is not part of it. That's maybe not very useful. This 5 is, let's see, what shapes could that take? It could be these 4, it could be this size, it could be this size, it could be this size. Those all seem fine. So I'm kind of looking at that. Looks like it's kind of a right triangle pattern, a isosceles right triangle. It's kind of what is formed with any of these numbers in a corner. So this could be 3 wide, 2 high. Well, it could be 4 wide, but it's blocked here. 3 wide, 2 high is okay. 2 wide, 3 high is not okay, but 1 wide, 4 high is possible. So we either have this 2 by 3 or this vertical 4. Either way, these are together. This 1, 3, 4. It's this right triangle. This 8 must be restricted. How? Okay. If it is at least 2 tall, let's say it's 2 tall, it would need to be 4 wide. There's not enough room. Let's say it's 3 tall, needs to be 5 wide, still not enough room because it would hit this 3. 4 tall would need to be 4 wide, can't do that, and any taller than that, it would hit this 4. So this is 1 high and 7 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at least. Going 4, 5, 6, 7. It's at least those 3. And that's the farthest right this side could go, which means that if we tried to smash it as far left as possible, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it would still have to take up that spot. And it takes, so it's these 4 plus either all of these or all of these. The 3 clue is a domino. That's another code for domino in this kind of puzzle, it seems. I expected this to be quite a bit easier than it actually is turning out to be. There's probably something we can do with this area down here. If this does not extend more than 1 wide, then it must be 3 tall. It will be these 3, which means this 5 needs to get into this cul-de-sac, and we need to be 4 tall. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would give us a dead end here that has no number above it. So that's not possible. So this is not 1 wide. It is 2 wide, and it is this 2. That gives us a dead end here that's going to have to extend up, and that's the right size for the 5 clue. This is going to have to extend to this corner. 1, 2, 3 tall, 1, 2 wide. That is done. Bottom half is done. What does this 8 do? It can't be 4 tall for a number of reasons, one of which is that it would hit this 5 to try to get the remaining 4. If it's 3 tall, we would need 5. It would hit this. It is 2 or 1 tall. If it's 2 tall, it would need to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide. 2 plus 6 is 8. If it's 1 tall, it would need to be 7 wide, which would include this one. So it definitely has that bottom. We've finished up this 3 clue, and that's good. This 4 clue becomes a dead end, so it needs to be that large. This corner needs to go with that 5, and we have that as 2 wide, so it's going to be 3 tall. This cell can only go with that clue, so that's at least 3 wide, which means that that is a wall. 3, could it be too high? 3 plus 2 is 8, and we can't make it 4 plus 2 because then we'd hit this wall. So doesn't go up, which means we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 1, that is the 8. We know that these 3 go down and meet up with this 5 clue. 2 plus 3 is 5. It means that for this 6 clue, 1 tall, 5 wide. This cell can only go with this clue, and it's a domino. And we're just left with this 8 and 4, and nothing can reach this cell. The 4 certainly can't reach this cell, so the 8 has to, which means that it's at least that big. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide, and 2 tall. 6 plus 2 is 8, and 2 plus 2 is 4. And that is how you solve a recto.